the negative earthbound spirit that held us captive was so mentally deranged that it would stage traps to pretend that, there were opportunities for us to escape just so he could punish us when we tried. That's how messed up this was. Fighting evil entities, which includes, but not limited to, like demonic entities, evil earthbound spirits, etc., is not meant for everybody. So, if that is something that you don't feel comfortable doing, do not feel bad. Not everybody is meant for that path. It's plain and simple. Now, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how, when I help other clients, especially with remote exorcisms, with helping them get rid of negative hauntings or just hauntings or attachments, usually I get some kickback or, retaliation from these entities. And if you are also in this field, whether you're a witch, just a psychic medium, a shaman, a priest, what have you, you probably have gotten some kickback from these negative entities because they're pissed that you're helping the person get rid of them. Because, like I said, this happens to me often. And I'm going to share an experience that happened about 2 days ago. Now, because my writing in my journal, whatever, it got deleted, of course. As I finished it, it was like a page or two long of journaling got deleted. I was so pissed. I said it in a voice message, so it's not completely fresh in my head. So if I skip some details, oops, I'm sorry. But anyway, I was helping this girl, and I've been helping her for 2 months now, I think. And basically, she had sold her soul to demons because she was in a very low place. And with the media and Hollywood, they make it look cool. They make it like it's no big deal. So at the time, she was a child and did that and didn't understand the consequences. So now I'm helping her get rid of this legion of demons that she has inside her energy field. And I believe it's in her solar plexus area. So I'm trying to get rid of that for her while she has to do the things I've told her. She knows what she's got to do while I simultaneously help her and whatnot. So I'm still working on that. But because we got the shackles and the choker stuff removed from her, they're pissed. They are pissed, bro. They are pissed. And now they're retaliating towards me, which, I can usually fight back. I'm not too worried. Maybe if this was a few years ago, it would be rough because, I had a rough time getting into this. And I was pretty much thrown into this. This wasn't something that I was like, I think I'm going to do this now. No, my ass was thrown in this. And they didn't care if I could sink or swim. I had to learn. So, yeah. This path isn't meant for everybody because usually you are thrown into this path, whether you like it or not. And that was me. But so what happened was there was a negative earthbound spirit, right? And sometimes negative earthbound spirits can work with demons. And that was this case. So it was kind of almost like a minion type situation. And there was this demon in charge of this earthbound spirit, and he had captured about 20 people, me included, of course. And so we are thrown into this building-like thing. It was pretty much as big as a school gym, like a high school gym. And it was white. It was a perfect square, white ceilings, white walls, white floor, very sterile-like. It was not cool. But so we are gathered in this area with this negative earthbound spirit, and he forces us into wearing this wrist thing, which, if you think about it, it's almost like we're being put in chains. But in this situation, it's a contraption to where it monitors our frequency, and it knows if it's off of us, and if it's off of us, then you get brutally tortured and stuff. Though technically what they did here was they were torturing us anyway, and it was very like Saw like Jigsaw, where you have a bunch of people and they have to do this game shit and torture shit against one another, and whoever wins gets free. Well, it was almost identical to that, except even if you won, you weren't getting free. But so, it's a bunch of us. We're in a row. So, there would be 10 this way, and then across from us would be another 10. And so, we each had a partner that we had to torture back and forth, and it was fucked up. It was disgusting, right? And if you did not obey, if you tried to escape, or you said you're not going to do what they're telling you to do, you would either get decapitated, burned alive, chopped up, and bad sexual things. I'm not going to say exactly what. And they would torture animals too. They'll be like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to torture this animal. Or, they would do this game where they would have you torture an animal, and it was so fucked. It was fucked. Completely satanic, completely demonic. It was fucked. Yeah, I know, I keep saying that a lot. But so, he would go down the line. You'd have one partnership do something against each other, and then go down the line and have everyone do something to the other person. And one of the things that I was tasked with was throwing, like, knives and shit at the other person like they were the target, which was gross in of itself. Well, I pretended that I wasn't very strong and that I was just a wimpy girl and had no strength and couldn't, like, throw, the dagger or the throwing knives and the throwing stars correctly. So it would just hit them flat instead of on the sharp end. And I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to throw. So the other person wouldn't get hurt. And, it worked. And then you would go down to the next line, or the next person after me, and then they had to do something nastier to the person across from them, and so on and so forth, right? And as he would go through the line, he would then come back and start again and do something else. It was disgusting. And eventually they brought in animals to torture, and I had like this fluffy bunny. And I pretended, because I can't hurt any animals, whether it's a mouse or a cow. I don't even eat meat, y'all. I mean, I'm allergic, but still, I do not feel comfortable even eating meat, even if I could. And obviously, I don't feel comfortable hurting animals. So I pretended to hurt it, and I'm good at making animal sounds out of my mouth. Like, I'm weird. Okay, I'm sorry. But I pretended to hurt the animal and made squealing noises. They bought it, and so it worked. And the thing is, too, when I astral project, or even when I'm not astral projecting, I have like this relationship with animals, and it's weird. I kind of just know how they're feeling and whatnot. And so I was like, just pretend you're like hurt or something, and it like did. So I was like, cool, we're on the same page. And I got past my thing. So yeah, there was torture, there was sexual acts, there was a lot of bad stuff, and eventually they made me go back and learn how to throw like the throwing knives and stuff at somebody else. They're like, well, since you can't do this right, we're going to force you to learn. And so I was forced to learn to throw like the sharp things at somebody else. And it was very traumatizing. I did not like it. And seeing the person's face, but it was like, later I then realized that the thing I was throwing at wasn't human. It was to test me to see if I was trying. And so, before I got caught, the dude in charge of this whole torture game thing started doing these or laying these traps on purpose to get people to try to escape so he could decapitate them. And he did this like 2 or 3 times. And so he would make it where he would leave the area for a moment and like purposely make sure something in the room malfunctioned or whatever. So people got courageous to escape. And when they did that, the machine would go wee-oh, wee-oh, wee-oh. And then the person with the machine would freeze. And then their head would be gone. And yeah, traumatizing. And then, so that happened 3 times. And then I was, again, had to throw the stuff at that whatever person that wasn't a person. And I then, froze because he's like, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. You're learning. And I'm just like, ew, no. But I wasn't saying it out loud. But eventually there was like this really loud earthquake and the building like shook to where some of the walls went down, but a little bit to where you could see the light out the windows. And I was like, oh no, here's another trap. But I heard then in my ear, like it was my spirit guide's voice saying, this is not a trap. We're trying to get everyone out. And so I got into like ready mode to help everyone escape. And the ones that were small enough to fit through the top were able to get through. And, eventually there was more like shaking of the building. The dude comes running out with a gun. It was like a pistol of some sort. And he's like, anybody else moves, I'm shooting you. And I was standing right next to him as he came. And I was able to disarm him and grab the gun and flip it back on him. And he's like, you're not going to shoot me. You don't even know how to shoot a gun. This gun's not even loaded. And I'm like, bullshit. I shot the gun. Nothing came out. I was like, oh shit. He pulled out a bigger gun. It was like a Glock. He pulls out a new gun, points it at me. I see the safety wasn't turned off, so I turned the safety off on my gun, made sure the clip was in properly, and I shot him right square in the head. He goes down. As he's laying there, he's not moving. So the walls start coming down even further, and more of them are escaping, and I'm helping them escape. He gets back up with the Glock. I shoot him 2 more times in the head. He goes down. Everyone escapes. Our guides, our loved ones are waiting outside for us to, help us get the rest of the way out. I get out. And, some benevolent beings then take care of that earthbound spirit and put him who knows where. Probably like negative earthbound spirit jail or what have you. Like they take him away. And so I remember then I get to my spirit guides and my spirit comrades and my spirit family, and we're leaving. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see the thing that I was forced to throw those stars at as practice because they forced me. And I kept seeing her, and she kept giving me like these evil looks. And she threw her, it was like a circle disc thing with the blades on the outside. She threw it at me like a frisbee, and I was able to dodge out of the way, but it freaked me the heck out. And I'm like, yo, I keep seeing this chick trying to slice and dice me with this, frisbee type blade thing. Like, what the heck? And then I don't know if I get captured or I'm put somewhere else without the permission of the beings I'm with, and it's just me and her. And I call for help. I don't know why I called for freaking Hercules. Don't ask me why. But I called for Hercules. She beat the shit out of him. Okay. I then called for Ares. He was pissed. I don't even know why I called for Ares on the astral realm. Sometimes my body just reacts Sometimes it just is in autopilot. So I called for Aries. He takes her out easily. But he's covered in like this purple and black aura, and he's pissed at me. He's like, you need to let me go. You need to set me free. And I'm like, I'm not holding you against your will. Be free. Like, go on your merry way. Thank you for your help. And then I go find my spirit team, and I tell them what happened. And they're like, wait, what? Aries? What the fuck? And that's where everything ended. I got no answers about Aries. Was that even Aries? I don't even know. Was that even Hercules? I don't even know. Like, I have to do some meditation and consult with my guides to get some, answers on that, because I don't know. That was some weird shit. So, yeah, I thought I would just talk to y'all about that experience. Have any of y'all with psychic abilities experienced any of the Greek deities or the Greek gods? Because I'm trying to think if I've ever experienced anyone. I think Zeus, I might have experienced him for like a split second. But it was so fast. I just remember seeing his face and then him disappearing. But yeah, that was that experience. Let me know what y'all think about it. Like I said, I have to go back into a meditative research, go on the Astral realm and do some research and recon and figure out what the heck those beings were, because you know how entities can pretend to be other things and other beings. So yeah, I want to know what the frig was going on there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will hope to see y'all soon. Peace out.